Hey, it's Sean with the Lunch Break Battle Report Pregame. This week we are facing off Resurrectionists versus Bayou, Jackdaw versus Tuckett. Our strategy this week is Turf War, so in choosing my crew, I focused on two things: mobility and killing power. So first off, Tuckett, she has mobility and killing power because she has diving charge. Everybody has scampers, so when an enemy cheats within 6 inches, they can push 2 inches. And if she gets a mask on her initiative flip, she can move 2 friendlies 3 inches. So I'm hoping to use her to move her crew all around the board. Also, she has Horrible Hollerin', which can move one of her friendlies and give everybody around her focus if she gets lucky. Then there is her daughter, the little lass. She also has Horrible Hollerin', so she can move friendlies around. And she's got a medium-sized spoon. She can actually dish out a little bit of damage for a 2-point model. I brought a couple of test subjects. They are mobile because of Big Brain Bryn, who can move them around without killing them if they don't pick up a scheme marker. They also have armor 1, so they're a little bit less killable. They do not dish out a lot of damage, but they're only 4 points apiece, and I like the way they interact with Big Brain Bryn, so I'm going to bring a couple and see how they do. Plus, they're some of the best models in the game. Then there's the Rooster Rider. This guy has a move 7 and grit, so he is flying all around the battlefield. He is getting even tougher when he's damaged, and he has a rip and tear trigger on his beak attack, which means he can make another attack action with a plus to the duel. That's very, very cool. Big Brain Bryn is in there mostly to move around the test subjects and to stack the deck with his Calculate the Possibilities ability. Sparks LeBlanc is in there. He's a henchman, so he gets to use soul stones. He has Ride the Rails, so he can jump around to scrap markers. And he has Command Construct, so for a free action, he can move around his Construct friends. So we're bringing some of his Construct friends, including the Mechanized Pork Chop. This is my first time playing this guy. Love the model. He's got the Ride the Rails as well, and he is super killy. His attack action does 2, 4, 5, and every suit has a trigger, which is beautiful. Bring in a Survivor. These guys aren't that tough, but they've got a really good gun and can ride the rails as well. And they have armor 1 and they're hard to kill, so they don't dish out all that much damage, but they are tough to bring down. As far as the scheme pool goes, I'll probably take deathbeds with pit trap markers because Tuckett can put them out. And then probably bait and switch because it's a fairly easy scheme to get the last point on.
Hey, Matt here with the House of Gamer, and I'm going to go into my pregame battle report. I chose Resurrectionist this week, and more specifically Jackdaw. He's a master that I've played against a few times, and I realized that he's very interesting to play against, and so now reversal on this and giving me a try at it. And I chose Grave Spirit's Touch, which is gives regeneration +2 with the ability to discard a card to take 1 damage only each time. Makes him pretty unkillable, so I thought that'd be a good little addition with him, just to sort of make him a very annoying piece to deal with and just kind of gum him up and just do as much damage as I possibly could. Next, I chose Jakuna. She's also a model that I've played against a few times, and to very unfulfilling sort of being on the other side of that, it's very tough to deal with her at points, and she's just very tar pity and fun to play with. I will agree with that. So next I chose a Hanged. This is a model that gets to utilize black jokers as red jokers, and that ability alone to me is pretty insane, as well as the fact that it's terrifying and corporeal. It can use soul stones. Also pretty annoying to deal with and just kind of gums up a lot of stuff and is very fun to play with. Next I chose a Crooked Man. He is pretty bland on the stats. He's maybe a little overcosted at 7, but he's just another model that can deal a little bit of damage, kind of be a middle ground piece, just kind of hang around the middle of the field if necessary and just do a little bit of chunk damage here and there. Next, I chose 2 Drowned. Now, these models are interesting. They are a little bit cheaper. They're at 6 cost, so that's good. They have Vengeance, which is also good. But more importantly, they can lay hazardous markers down, but their ability makes them stay into play until the end of turn. So I chose Deathbeds, and I wanted to try to get that ability off, and I figured they were my best opportunity to do it, plus I love the models. Next, I chose that one guilty. Now, this model is 5 points of just super annoying. He is a model that just does a lot of stuff on the way out, but your opponents are just basically forced to kill him. But when he kills him, then you give your opponent an upgrade, which then turns on all your other tormented effects, as well as that increases your hand size by 1. So he's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of model, which it kind of falls in line with this crew to a large extent, and it's just kind of creates a lot of incidences where your opponent is kind of stuck in a position they don't really care to be in.
So let's take a look at the battle and see how it goes. See you then.